Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Radiant Historia. With me today is...
Matt from Matt's LP Adventures.
And this is post-commentary because of the same issues from before.
It's probably going to be post-commentary for the majority of this LP.
For the entirety
Yeah.
of the LP. Unless somebody wants to donate a copy of the game to me and then a DS emulator, like a DS recorder. And anyway, we're just running around Alistel before we head to Lasville Hill to meet up with the informant. And I kind of speed through the menus a little bit and some of the early dialogue, but I will slow down for story text. Here is the first equipment shop in the game. It has 2 swords and 2 spears. Obviously, we only have 500 gold, so we could buy an EP, but I decide not to. And we can also buy a beast skin, which only...
You know, I really wish they kind of give you more than 500 cheap. I know that's kind of asking for a lot because, I mean, but like, if they give you a weapon shop, like, every weapon's that much.
Oh, here's an interesting guy. If you didn't read the dialogue, he asks you if you know what happened in the past. And seeing as we haven't really done much story related, we don't. So we'll come back to him later on, just so showing that you can swing the sword. As for the money thing, they don't give us a lot because it's not necessary. At this point in the game, we don't really need much. Girl pointing us general store, we will jump in. And if you see treasure chest up top, we're not going to reach those for a while, so hold your nose. We will be buying a little bit in the item shop. I decided to buy some anti-poison because it's really the only thing we don't have. So that explains that.
I'm guessing anti-poison is just your antidote.
Yeah.
I mean, anti-poison.
I should also note that has never played this game or seen anything from it, so this is a first run for him. Cutscene. Rainy trying to be helpful, and Stock letting her. Because this is a huge turning point, and I don't know if they emphasize this enough in the beginning, but this is crunch time, and here you meet him.
He who should not be named.
Rosh. He is a giant, and he's also pretty much Stock's best friend. The only one he's actually like... Oh, and you'll always hear Stock's job referred to as Speckant. Special intelligence.
Oh, Spagan, okay.
And Rosh is showing concern, and he also explains why. Serious music. The exact feeling. Rosh is well known for knowing when someone is going to die, and he feels it on Stock.
So, Stock is going to die, according to his feelings.
According to his feelings, he's going to die. And here's the first mention of the gauntlet. You notice that Rosh has one huge fucking arm and then a normal arm. I don't know if it ever really explains exactly what happened, but Rosh lost his arm in a battle. And instead of trying to just leave him without an arm, he was thrown into a thaumatech, which is basically humanoid mechanisms that allow you to reanimate limbs.
Okay. Alright, so he's got a mechanical arm.
Yeah, but
kind
it
of
moves
pulling a Luke Skywalker on us.
pretty much.
Okay.
And it goes to show how well they know each other. Like, to everyone else, Stock is very mysterious and powerful, but to Rosh, he's just another guy, and it goes to show their connection. And yeah, he knew he wasn't going to stop the job, so onward and upward.
Just time to take on the mission hopefully the feeling that Rosh is having doesn't come true, and he'll come out of this just fine. But seeing as how this game needs a plot, I have a bad feeling it's not going to.
Well, spoiler, we're not going to find out in this episode exactly what happens, but you're right, it isn't smooth. And there's the admittance. They go into the arm a little bit. It is very much Sheen. I don't know if he actually feels pain if somebody were to, shoot him with an arrow in the arm or something.
Bionic arm!
Something like that. So, with that conversation done, we leave Alistal and head onto the world map, where we don't really go many places on the world map, at least as far as I've ever played, but our first location is the Lasville Hills North. And
okay, alright, so instead of like a traditional, you have this gigantic world map, you just walk everywhere, random encounters everywhere, you just go from place to place.
The tutorial battles that are coming up are going to pretty much show that this is not a random encounter kind of game. You will see enemies on the field, and you can influence battle by seeing them on the field. It's pretty interesting.
Oh
but,
yeah, that's right, you did tell me about that.
So, basically, they're trying to find a way through the hills without the Grenorg army finding them. Because according to details, they are close. They are in the hills, and they need to get to the informant and get the informant back before the army finds them. That's why, apparently, Marco and Rainey have a shortcut. And he's trusting them to lead.
Well, I mean, they're the only ones that know the shortcut.
Remember what Hayes said. Just use their talents. This is something they know. Oh, here we go. Giant fiery chicken. Welcome to the battle screen, and we're going to view the grid tutorial. I will explain it in better sense than the tutorial. Well, the tutorial does very, very well. This is a turn-based RPG, except it's also very strategic. Enemies will be placed in one of 9 places, all pretty much explained as the 3x3 matrix. The closer the enemy to you, the more damage you will get when it attacks. But you also have abilities to manipulate their position. And very simply, Stock's first move is Push Assault, which will shove the enemy back, stopping it from doing more damage. So just like that, it's moved back, and now it does 11 as opposed to the 18. So you can manipulate its position on the field. There's more than just Push Assault, which we will see later on. But for the most part, all you want to do is to try to push enemies into the back and then mindfuck them like that. Now what you saw was 3 attacks going off simultaneously, and we'll get into that when the other...
So the farther they're pushed back, then the more damage they take, right?
Well, it's a double-edged sword. The closer they are to you, the more damage you take, but also the more damage they take. I don't know if the game explains this just yet, but if they're closer, they will take more damage for your hits. But you'll also take more damage if they are closer. So, strategically speaking, you're probably better off shoving them to the back. And pretty much explaining, oh hey, they're mercenaries, yada yada. And Marco feels like it's about to rain. And lo and behold,
it did rain.
It's raining.
It's raining cats and dogs.
And we meet 2 new characters. These guys are not friendly. We meet Dias, the man with the long hair, who is apparently the High General of the Grenorg Army. But he's also incredibly smart. Like, people fear him for his battle ability, but like he just said, the big guy was like, "Oh, rain will make it easier for us. It also makes it easier for them." So Palamedes is the big guy, the executioner. He has a huge role to play, and we'll figure it out later.
I'm a stereotypical executioner. I'm big, bulky, and I'm gonna kill you.
Very much so. But a little bit that was hinted during the conversation here is that somebody knows that stock is there. They're talking about vermin. Yeah. So, further south, I'm guessing. They pretty much skip a lot of the hill, for the record, for now, because we're going to backtrack it through it later, and they want you to explore it then. But, it's pretty much them waiting on the informant, and
They're just
now
playing the waiting game.
and this is a little bit of backstory on Rainey. Again, you can read the dialogue if you want. I'll summarize it for you. They explained before that they were mercenaries, and yeah, it's kind of a secret held to them, and why they're associated with Haste, of all people. Because remember, Haste is a commander of the Speckant, which is like the darkest of the cloak and dagger shit in the kingdom. How did these two normal-looking kids get involved with them? And then something Haste said. You survived, which marks you as necessary to this history. Come and let us write history together. History as it should be. That is more important to the story than probably anything aside from obviously Stock getting the White Chronicle up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep in mind that Haste said that, and Haste also the man that had the White Chronicle. Oh, and by the way, our dude's being chased.
Oh no.
Yay, battles.
Now you have to fight some soldiers, right?
In a more inclusive battle. This will show you exactly how the odds will be stacked against you in battle. If I remember correctly, there are 3 or 4 targets in this battle. And Stock is constantly referred to as the swordsman in red. Just for the record. He will always be referred to as the swordsman in red.
Couldn't they chose a better name like the Crimson Soldier?
Oh, he's the Red Locust.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It's explained later, but you'll see the nickname eventually. Palestinian dogs.
And now comes the battles.
War tutorial. Basically, combos and the move skills. Basically, we've seen push assault. But what else it does is another enemy is on the field, and okay, for instance, there is a guy in front of a guy in back. If we push him into the guy in back and then just attack the same guy, you'll see what happens.
Okay.
So all we do is hold him back and then start attacking, and as you notice, both enemies, since they're occupying the same space, take damage.
Okay, so you can just deal damage to both of them and stack a combo that way.
It increases the amount of experience you get, the amount of gold you get, and it's very effective for taking out large groups of enemies just easily without them being able to take a turn on you. And they practically waste turns moving. So again, it's a lot smarter to move them back than it is to keep them forward, because if they want to physically attack you, they're going to have to move closer to optimize their damage. So the game is all about strategically placing the enemy to a point where you can fuck them over very easily. We get some first aid kits and a royal jelly. I'm not entirely sure what the royal jelly does, but at level 2, we get some new abilities. Rainy gets Push Assault. Marco gets Heal, which is his patented ability to fucking de-fuck us up. And Stalk got Left Assault, which will allow him to push an enemy down, as opposed to back.
Instead of that.
So in the previous formation, you saw how there was an enemy above another enemy. If you use Left Assault on the enemy above, it'll push them into the enemy below. And if you then use Push Assault, you can shove them back and then just combo on them that way. Because any ability that you use will always affect an enemy you push together. Yeah. The messenger had an escort that was sent by Heiss, and he's dead. So it's just us.
Well, crap.
Yeah, it's not good, but very much. So, everyone pretty much relies on Stock to be able to take care of everything, and he does. So
He's the main hero. He should take care of everything.
Yeah, I mean that's his job, and he is a very uncliche main character for a JRPG because he's very much in charge, very mature, very well versed in battle. He's pretty much the antithesis of what you expect from a Japanese RPG main character. And as we see, there are more people behind the people we killed. So we kind of need to hoof it in a general away direction. But the video is to end very soon here. I don't know if we're gonna go over on commentary so I can get your impressions on everything.
Well, I actually, it looks like something I want to.
You're cutting out a little bit, dude.
I'm cutting out a little bit.
You're back. We're good.
All right. I just said that this actually looks pretty decent, and I actually kind of want to try it out because this looks like something different than what I've never tried something like this, and it looked like something I would want to try out in the future.
Well, it's definitely one of my top RPGs of all time, so try it out yourself. But I also hope you come back and join me again because part 3 is where shit gets awesome. And I hope you will come back for part 3. This has been Fenrir's Dark Seal.
And Matt from Matt's LP Adventures.
And we will see you in part 3 when we are heading back to Alistel with the informant. Shit's about to go down. Thank you for watching.